Hello everyone, how are you? This is Judy Ann Chung coming to you today on this lovely, beautiful Sunday afternoon. We are getting ready to talk about confidence and clothing to see if there's any impact there. So, come on in the room, as they would say. I don't know about you guys, but I have had a lovely Sunday so far, and hopefully we plan on keeping it that way. So, getting ready. For those of you who have already joined us, please feel free to go ahead and begin to share this live so your friends can get it from the top of the hour. We'll be talking about clothing. Does it equal confidence? Is it malarkey, or is there any truth to it? So that will be the topic that we will be discussing today, and I will be discussing that with Micheale Eccleston. So just waiting for her to join me also. Hi, Emmanuel. How are you? Thanks for joining me here. Please feel free to go ahead and share. We'll be talking about confidence and clothing. Is there an impact? Does it impact you when you're dressed a certain way or not dressed a certain way? Those are some of the topics that we'll be talking about. And of course, this is not a female-only discussion. This is also a discussion that will impact the gentlemen. So everyone, feel free to join. Okay, so let me try to see where my guest is. I haven't seen her yet. One second, guys. Okay, there. I think you see her now. Okay. I'm just adding in Micheale now. Oh, great. So yes, I'm adding you. Wonderful. Hi, Patience. Hey there.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hello. I am good.
Yes.
So let me just go ahead and do some quick shares. Feel free to do the same on your side.
Okay, I'll do that at the end. I don't want to mess up anything.
All right, no problem. Well,
All
I
right.
have you tagged anyway, so
Yes.
you should be able to see it.
Okay.
Um, with the folks on your page.
Okay.
Um, so yeah. All right, guys. So for those of you who haven't shared yet, please feel free to go ahead and share. Sharing is caring. And we are just going to get ready to kick off since we're a tad bit behind. But my name is Judy Ann Chung, and I am your confidence and your leadership coach and the owner and founder of Coaching You Upward, wherein for my clients, as a confidence and a leadership coach, they experience it, they're able to build their confidence, elevate their awareness, reactivate their mindset, and ultimately activate their brilliance. So that is a little bit of what I do. And I just thought that confidence, a lot of times we think about confidence not really being such a big deal, but it really is. Because let me tell you a quick little story. So one of the reasons that prompted this particular live for me was I was in a store. It was New York and Co. Some of you may have seen me posted that story on my timeline before. So I was in a store. I literally went by the store to exchange something that I had bought before. To be honest, I haven't been into New York Co. in quite some time, but there was a dress that I loved. So I ended up in there because I was supposed to be there. So I got into the store. There was this lady, her stroller with the baby was there, right where I wanted to pick up my dress. So I try to stretch over to try my best not to, interrupt the baby. But needless to say, she, being a mom, being a protective mom, she reached quickly to try to, secure her
Of course.
order, which of course, why not, right?
What mom wouldn't do
So
that?
exactly, right? Because initially I thought, I was like, I'm not doing anything to you, baby. And I was like, Judy,
It's not
mother
about
instinct.
you.
It's
Yes.
not about me. Exactly. I know what it is like. I'm a mother too, right? So anyway, needless to say, I went ahead and I, just got rid of that thought. But then I observed her facial expression, And I realized in that moment that she was extremely stressed. So I was like, I said, is something wrong? Can I help you? So, she was like, yes, something is wrong. I'm going for this interview next week and I don't know what to wear. And she's just, I'm like, okay, okay, breathe,
Breathe.
breathe.
Gonna be
Right?
okay.
Exactly. It's gonna be okay, right? I asked her to breathe and okay, she calmed down. I said, well, would you like me to help you? She's like, you would? I mean, and the eyes went that big too, right?
Shocker.
You would? I was like, sure, no problems, right? So I said, let me see what you already have. And she showed me what she had. And, a lot of the pieces were black, which is understandable. She felt like she had gained a lot of weight and, she wanted to put
And I
colors
think
that
that
she
black
thinks
makes
that.
you look skinnier.
Right, exactly. So what I did was I looked at the color of her eyes and I, looked at her skin tone, the undertone, and went my merry way to try to find different pieces that would complement what she already had
Mm.
and also what I think would enhance it, right? So
Right.
that's what I did. Needless to say, she was all excited. She chose one of the pieces that I had picked. She was now quite happy. So that woman's face that I saw initially, that was stressed and drained and everything, now all of a sudden there's this big Kool-Aid grin, like my
Smile on her
God.
face.
Exactly.
Like, yes.
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
this huge Kool-Aid grin.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, her whole demeanor,
Demeanor.
the whole
Mm.
composition changed.
Yeah.
So that in itself, without it being a scientific experiment, but it was a
Yeah.
real life experiment,
Yeah.
showed us that, clothing can really impact you, or at least
Yeah.
feeling good about the clothing that you have on can really
For
impact you.
sure. For sure.
Right. So that was a little backstory behind one of the reasons that prompted me to do this live. So I've seen Mark. I have seen, yeah, I know pressure, patience. That breed will definitely resonate with her. I also seen Ronnie. Thank you guys, Mark. If I missed anyone, it was going a little bit fast. If I missed anyone during the story, welcome, welcome, and please feel free to go ahead and share. Now, let me introduce you to my lovely, gorgeous guest, okay, Micheale Eccleston. So if I mispronounce your name, please feel free to go ahead and
No, you got it. Micheale
all
Eccleston. Yeah.
right, all right, all right, all right. Hi, Sandra. Thanks for having you come and join us here. Please feel free to go ahead and share. All right, guys. So as I said, Micheale is here, and so let me tell you a little bit about her. So she has several years' experience working in the fashion and entertainment industry as a modeling instructor, stylist, and fashion designer. She has a passion for helping women to embrace their own brand of uniqueness. She also is impacting the lives of women all over the world with her I'm just keeping it real attitude, encouraging women, I love it, encouraging
Yeah.
women to accept their flaws and all, right?
Yes.
Then she is also the owner of So Chic You Online Fashion
No.
Boutique.
So chic. So chic. It's French. So chic. So
It,
you.
chic? Oh, well,
So
excuse me.
chic.
Okay. If my best friend was here, she would probably get on my case too because she
Oh,
speaks
it's
French
okay.
fluently.
It's
Exactly,
okay.
right? Okay. So chic. So you online fashion boutique that was created after Micheale became a mother of two and her body image changed. She
Yes.
realized in that moment that there was a market and a need for women who wanted to still look stylish, sexy, and chic while embracing their body, which makes them unique. So
Yes.
again, when you hear all of that, I just love the whole story behind why you created that boutique because there are so many women who actually do go through that. And the
Oh,
truth be
yeah.
told, there are also men who go through that. When they get
That
the
too.
body changes for
Yeah.
everybody. Okay.
Yeah. And just to
Right.
explain a little bit about that of what I mean, fashion is everywhere. You can
Right.
walk anywhere and see fashion. But what I mean by that is, I feel like the best way that you can help someone is by going through
Hmm.
that same situation. I
Right.
was modeling and acting from the age of 15. And you know how the entertainment industry works. You need to be
Right.
flawless. Well,
Hmm.
God has a funny sense of humor and said, yeah, you're going to have two kids and you're not going to have it the natural way. You're going to have two cesareans, two C-sections.
Oh,
That
wow.
was devastating for me because of how it impacted my body. Not about having
Hmm.
the kids, they will always be my bundle of joy, but how it
Right.
impacted my body. And especially during the summertime, you want to wear two pieces, you want to show off all your stomach, you want to do certain things. Becoming a
Right.
mom taught me how to still love fashion, but in a way that other moms and other women who don't feel like they have the perfect body can do so. So, yeah.
Right. Right. And the funny thing is that here it is that you thought, okay, I was going to be this model and I'm going to do this for X amount of time and et cetera, et cetera. And then life threw, I wouldn't even say a curveball because it's just that you had life. Okay, you decided
Right,
to be a wife, then come a mother. So
right.
life changes, right? And then
Yeah,
here it is, as you said, you didn't even get the opportunity to have it, the normal way, but you had your kids with a C-section, and obviously that would definitely have an impact. And you do
yeah,
also have those mothers who did have it the regular way, but
yeah.
you know, skin change, body change, weight, this, that, etc. So there's just that change there. And as I said, we're not leaving the gentleman out of here. You may not be
No,
able to
we're
have babies,
not.
but you have that whole middle age spread.
No, seriously, they have man girdles and all. Like, trust me, this is a conversation for men and women who can relate. I cannot wait to dive in.
Exactly. All right. So just to also acknowledge, okay, Ingrid, thank you so much for
Hi, Ingrid. I
being.
can't see who pops up, but hello, everybody.
So I see Lashina, Sandra, Patience
Hey,
already, Mark.
loves.
Thank you guys all for being here. Ronnie, thank you all for being here. And I think I saw Emmanuel earlier. All right, guys. So, and again, just before we go any further, if you haven't shared, sharing is caring. Please definitely go ahead and share, share, share. Okay. And also, of course, we love hearts. So be not afraid. Okay. Alrighty.
That helps your
Alrighty.
confidence too, people. Just saying.
Hello, positive,
Positive
positive
vibes.
enzymes, exactly.
Right,
And
right.
of course, guys, I love my country or my island, right? So
Oh my
I would
gosh, yes.
remiss if I do not say, on top of all this, I get to have a talk with my island sister in the
Yeah,
house.
man.
Hello,
Hey.
somebody, right?
Listen, let me tell you guys just a quick little background story. So, Judy Ann and I are connected in a professional group on Facebook. And the reason why we connected, it was like, okay, you're scrolling through all these pictures. Who do you want to connect with? And her name was Judy Ann. Little well known secret to all my family and friends who know this about me from Atlanta. My name used to be Micheale Ann. Blame my grandmother. When I got married, and I had a friend in Georgia who always would call me Ann, and he knew I didn't like it. And I said, when I get married, I'm taking off the Ann and just leaving it as Micheale Alicia Eccleston. And so, but because your name was Judy Ann, I connected with you, and you were like, it's a Jamaican thing. And I was like, of course. So that is something that we have in common, even though it's not there legally anymore. But Judy Ann, and that's
Right.
how I met my Jamaican beautiful sister.
Right, right, right.
Yes.
Listen, look, and by any means possible, right? So yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. So let's talk about it, right? So,
Right.
um, as usual, when I kick off anything, I love to define things, right? So let's define confidence. And as we know, some of you have heard me say it before. Confidence is basically, believing and having that trust in you knowing that you can do what you say you could do, right?
Yeah.
And in short, it is that firm trust, right? So that's really what confidence is. So it's tied into your trust in your abilities to be able to execute what you said you could do. All right.
Yeah.
And then you can also have confidence in something. Like we had the confidence that this, Facebook Live was going to actually function okay, so that we could be able to come to you today.
Right.
So
Right.
those exactly. So that's so you can have it in yourself, in something, or in someone, right?
Yeah.
So that's the definition of confidence. Obviously, clothing, well, I can show you better than I can define it, right? We both have
Right.
clothes on today.
Right.
Okay, all right. Right, okay. All right, so Micheale, so let's just talk about it a little bit.
All right.
So the first thing that I would love to ask you is like, do you think there is a strong correlation between the way we dress and our
Mm.
level of confidence?
If if I'm honest, I would say yes. And let
Okay.
me just explain. I want to make sure that I keep this conversation separate from fashion. Yes, I'm
Mm-hmm.
a fashion designer. Yes, I own a boutique,
Mm-hmm.
but what you wear does not have to equal fashion. I think a
Right.
lot of people feel like, well, I'm not a fashionista. I don't have to wear the latest fashions and put on makeup. That has
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with what you wear. Like you said, I love
Exactly.
what you said. What you wear shows the level of confidence and trust
Right.
you have in
Mm-hmm.
something. For example, you are not going to go to the gym with flip flops on. You want to be able to work
Okay.
out, so you're going to put on workout clothes, comfortable shoes, so that you can perform at a level to your best. So
Right.
I definitely feel that confidence does connect with how you dress.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest. If you have an
Mm-hmm.
interview tomorrow and they say dress for success, and I don't care if you're the best at it, no one is going to be able to tell that if you walk in with a sweat outfit on. Let's just be
Right.
real. You're not going to be able to say, oh, well, my resume is going to speak for itself. A lot of people don't know, and stop me when you can, but I'm just so passionate about this. A lot of people do not realize, let me stick with the interview for a second.
Mm-hmm.
95% of what you wear
Mm-hmm.
affects if you get the job or not. 95%,
Wow.
not 30, not 40, 95%. And within 30 seconds of you being in the room, that
Mm-hmm.
company already knows if they want you back or not. 30 seconds.
Wow.
You have not said a complete sentence. You have not
Mm-hmm.
been able to justify what's on your resume within 30 seconds. We are people that we go off of emotion and how things look. So before
Right.
I even go any further, I'm just going to say yes. It is a definite
Ah,
connection.
wow.
Your confidence and how you
95%. Okay.
95%. Shocking,
Okay.
sad,
It is. It
but
is.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know for me if I would feel that it's sad. Um, but
well,
because you know what, we're
just from the
visual.
vain stereotypical standpoint of I can have on $1 million outfit and not be able to do my job. So from that
That's
standpoint,
true.
like it's such a huge
Okay.
percentage. You know what I mean?
Right. It is
Just
huge.
from
It is
that.
huge. Yeah. It is
Yeah.
huge. Yeah. And the thing about it is that we all are visual creatures. I know they like to say that men are visual creatures, but
We
that's
are
true.
too.
But so are women. We
Yes.
all are visual creatures because I
Yes.
mean we react to what we see first because it's what we
Yes.
see initially that's going to send that message to the brain, right? So
And
yeah.
let's even dig into that for a second.
Hmm.
You have people who they're and actually I was a part of this movie Mean Girls too. That was in my
Okay.
acting days.
All right.
And you have certain groups of people. That's why I love this topic. Like, let's dig in. I want your comments. I want your feedback. But you'll say, well, that's why I never hung out. For example, this happened to me. I would see it in my yearbook. Oh,
Mhm.
I thought you were stuck up from the way you looked, but I realized you're a real cool person. From me being
Right.
a darker skinned woman with long hair, I would get that a lot.
Hmm.
And also, when you think about cliques, I was never a part of a clique. FYI, I loved everybody. But let's think about it. Why is it that certain people connect with other people? Because of you like for like. If you
Mm-hmm.
have long hair, if you dress really nice, I feel like we will have a lot in common. So, yes,
Hmm.
it's sad to judge a book by its cover, but we do it every day,
Right. Right.
even in our
That
mates.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of times, I mean, you do sometimes see polar opposites and you wonder, what happened there? But that's a
Right.
whole different conversation that would set us on a completely different rabbit hole. Okay. So, Larry, thanks for being here. Carl, thanks for being here. As always, guys, go ahead and share. Okay. So I guess in summation, what we are saying is that there is a strong correlation between how we dress and our level of confidence, right?
Yes, for
Um,
sure.
so, so we spoke about how it's internally, externally rather, how it's perceived by others. The example that you gave with the interview, right, where they
Mm-hmm.
made that decision within those few
30
seconds, and then
seconds.
the
Yeah.
95 percentile where they also you know made that decision right then and there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you also gave the example of putting on the gym clothes. So
Yeah.
one of the things in my research, and I also saw, is that it's going to let me jump to that part of it since you had opened the door there. So there's a theory that they had spoken about, and it's called enclothed cognition rather. So enclothed
Okay.
condition, enclothed
Tongue tied.
cognition, tongue tied, tongue tied, but it
We
happens to the
got you.
best
We
of us.
got you,
So,
Judy Ann.
so
We got
listen,
you.
I got the confidence that I'm going to just say it again and it's going to work. Okay, okay.
Right.
So it's called enclothed cognition, right? So what that really is, I'm going to share with you what happened. So they said if you actually want to go to the gym, if you put on gym clothing, it will actually
There
encourage
we go
you
with it.
and
Yes.
sell the signal to the brain for you to more to want to
Yes.
go to the gym. Even if you don't have on the clothing, but say you put the gym clothing and bag in your
Yes.
vehicle with you,
Yes.
you have a higher probability of actually going to the gym
Yes. Yes.
than if you do not put on the clothing or you don't pack it with you. So
For
that
sure.
is one example. So the other example, they actually did a test, and the test had people who were dressed, normal clothing, and then they asked, split the group in two, and they asked them to put on a white lab coat, a doctor's coat.
I
And
know
when they
which.
had them
Yeah.
put on the doctor's coat, they realized when they test with the MRIs and everything, they realized that the people who had on the doctor's coat, for some reason, they were literally operating at a higher cognitive level
Yes.
with their
True.
creativity and everything else in the way they were thinking
Yes.
than the people who just had on the regular clothing,
And
right?
made less, I know exactly which research you're talking about, and made less
Yes.
mistakes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Because
Because they,
if you're, if, I'm sorry.
go ahead. No, no, no.
No, if
Go ahead.
you're honest, you narrate your life through your clothing.
Right.
To even go back to the gym statement, if you narrate your life through your clothing and you're wearing gym clothes, you're going to work out. Versus if you just had on like a baggy t-shirt and some regular jeans, you're really not going to do as much. But you're like, oh my gosh. And let's not even get to colors. I know we'll get there, but all of that
Yeah.
matters in how you perform, no matter if it's a doctor wearing his white coat or if you're
Mhm.
going to the gym, for
Right,
sure.
right, right. And they actually, since we're talking about the lab coat, they even went as far as to show us about the uniforms.
Mm,
Even if we were to put on a Navy clothing, meaning, the sailors, like when they
yeah,
have Navy Week in New York, or you put
yeah,
on the police uniform, it caused the individual to operate differently. So I see
yeah.
Rashonda here. She says, "Hi. Yes, you narrate your life through your clothing. Love that as a storyteller. Okay, definitely. And hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey, please go ahead and share. Oh, by the way, so I remember watching a live with Rashonda. She says, if you see me pop into your live, don't think I'm assessing you, right? Well,
Uh,
Lord have mercy. I had to
that's all
I had to
right.
take a little dig at her, right?
Yeah, no,
But we
that's
love
all
having
right.
her
We
here with us.
welcome
Thank you
you.
so
We
much.
welcome you.
Exactly, right. And hey, Devon, thanks for having you here. And guys, please go ahead and share. Okay, so in addition to that, so let's move on from there. Okay, so
Okay.
with you being that fashion designer, that the model instructor, etc., when you are designing the clothing, since we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about the analogy and the correlation between confidence and clothing, right? So she says she's here to watch, and we welcome you. I just was having fun with you. So anyway, so is it, since we said it builds confidence and your backstory into
Yes.
why you got to that online clothing and designing the clothing,
Yes.
right? So when you are designing the clothing, what goes through your mind in terms of what do you want the wearer to feel?
Oh my gosh, I love that you said that. It brings me back to the point of what you wear defines who you, well, it doesn't define who you are, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
reflection of you. You ever had
Right.
on a pair of jeans, which I know women, if you're on, I know you can relate. Oh my gosh, you find that one pair of comfortable jeans and you're like, I'm never taking these off. My
Right.
background story definitely goes into my design. I'm actually having my first official unique collection launching June 23rd at a fashion show here in Cleveland. But yes, for one, fabric. That was my number one. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if I design a dress, a jumpsuit, a top, a jeans. I don't care. The fabric, especially before I launched my own clothing boutique, I would always look at
Mm-hmm.
the fabric. Well, how much rayon is in it? How much polyester? Because that will determine the comfort level. So
Right.
comfort for one, which equates the fabric.
Right.
And because I'm a mom, and moms like to go, jump and go. You grab your kids and you go. You need to be comfortable. So I would say
Mm-hmm.
my top two decisions in what I designed came from comfort because I'm a mom
Mm-hmm.
and I want
Right.
women, period, to just be able to sit back and you're not like, oh my gosh, this is pinching me in my side, or you can
Right.
wear it all day. And then I also
Mm-hmm.
said, well, I still want to be fashionable. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that they can correlate together, comfort and fashion. So
Right.
those are the two top things that I think about. How
That you do.
comfortable is it going to be? Can you just jump and go? Can you wear it to multiple occasions? Because let's be honest, everyone is on a budget. So it's like, if I
Right.
can only wear this to a wedding, is it really worth the money? So my designs are multi-purpose.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So in other words, what you're saying, if I hear you correctly, not only is it multi-purpose, it's functional, but it's also comfortable because you don't
yes,
want them to operate while they're doing whatever they're doing in discomfort. So, and
yes,
if you're not comfortable, your confidence will definitely be
that
lowered.
part.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Gotcha. 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 Okay. So, um, you also spoke a little bit about self-image
Yes,
within the clothing, right?
yes.
So we've been talking about how the comfort level of the clothing, the functionality of it, that there is a correlation. And since we're talking about confidence, right? So whatever you project in terms of your self-image, what would you say about that? Like, for instance, let me give you an example. Let's go into colors now, right?
Okay.
So, um, like some of my favorite colors are earth tones. I
Yes,
like the
me too.
greens, the reds, the
Yes.
yellows, anything
Yes.
bright.
Yeah.
It's the island in me. Hey.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
right.
It is.
Okay. So let's talk about colors and how does
Okay.
that affect our self-image and how we carry ourselves, present
For
ourselves,
sure.
speak, whatever.
For sure. Colors have meaning more than I think we even realize. If we even pause on clothing in a way that I know everyone can relate, and I
Hmm.
think fashion and interior design goes hand in hand. The way
Right.
you decorate or design your home says a
Hmm.
lot about you and a lot about
Hmm.
how you feel. You ever like
Right.
go somewhere to a hotel and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go back home. Why? Because it's comfortable, because it's colors that bring you love, passion, whatever it is.
Hmm.
Colors
Hmm.
mean things. Like red can
Right.
mean love, but it can also mean anger.
Hmm.
Green, like you just said, you love green. Yes, island gals, it means natural or it means eco-friendly. You have colors
Hmm.
like black, which means power. You ever see
Hmm.
how, like in interviews, well, back in the day, I don't think it's so ordained now, but it's like, oh, wear a black suit. Why?
Hmm.
It makes you feel powerful. It makes you feel like you're a leader. So colors
Hmm.
definitely um, impact how you feel. Like, for example, if
Right.
you even look at how we're dressed today, and I love to call myself out. Blue, for one, is a very good color on African American people. I just have to be
Hmm.
honest. But it brings excitement. It's like in spring when you start wearing
Right.
greens and yellows because you want to feel the way how it feels outside. You want to feel beautiful. You want to feel joy. So yes,
Right.
colors definitely play a role in how you dress. And I'm not saying so let me be honest because you just said you love all bright colors. And I'm not telling people to go outside looking like a rainbow. And you said
I need to stay
something
together.
well, and even if you do, but this is what I will say. This is what I will say. I think you said it earlier in the video where, or maybe I heard it somewhere, where if you have a favorite item, let's say these earrings, right? Let's say I
Hmm.
wore it when I got married, so it symbolizes love. You wear your favorite items because of the message and the meaning that it brings towards it. So I'm not saying that
Right.
if you wear black, then all of a sudden that means that you feel like you're powerful. You have some people, for my gothic uh, fashionistas, who want to feel
Right.
mysterious. Colors
Right.
mean more than one thing. So even though I'm giving you examples of what they mean, it's what it means to you when you wear it.
Right.
That's what's important.
Right.
Let me just
Right.
say that out loud right now. For anybody who
Right.
thinks that we're saying this to make an impact on other people, no, ma'am, no, sir. You wear it for yourself. If this blue makes someone else feel sick because of a
Hmm.
memory they had, they'll stay away from it. But for someone else, it brings them joy. So wear it for you.
Right.
Dress to make you feel a certain way. So I just want to put
Right.
that out there. Yeah.
And what you said is very key, right? Because, like, okay, so as a little girl, from a little girl, I love red. I just love red. Okay, I'm always in red lipsticks. It
Yeah.
pains me when I got to change it to pink or something, right? Because I
Right.
just love red, right? And
Right.
it's not just any shade red. It's that red with that corally tone to
Yeah.
it. So, but I love what you just said though, because we're talking about colors in clothing, but as you said, blue for someone or red
Yeah.
could evoke something negative in their
Yeah.
memory bank. So
Yeah.
then it's not giving you the same level of confidence, you know. So the color itself, even though there will be, you'll see studies that will say, oh, this color evokes this, even in your
Yeah.
website, if you're building a website, they
For
will
sure.
tell you with your branding, your website, whatever, they will tell you that certain colors did this and does that,
Yes.
but it's not always that hard fast rule,
Yeah.
because as you said, if it evokes a negative memory in you, then it's
Yeah.
going to have the opposite effect. So in
Yeah.
other words, love your colors, but
Yes.
also know what does that color do for you. Sit
Yeah.
back, have that mindful awareness moment where you
Yeah.
said, okay, when I wear this, what do I feel?
Yeah.
And really dig into how, what's coming up and bubbling up to the surface for you,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's what I heard in what you just
Yeah.
said.
Oh yeah, because that
Right.
even impacted how I designed my home. Like
Okay.
there's light blues in my
Hmm.
bedroom because it's known, and yes, certain memories do evoke certain emotions, and then facts are
Right.
still facts of what colors do for you. And light blue,
Right.
for example, is very soothing. So a
Hmm.
lot of my house has a lot of light blues in it because when I come home, I want to feel relaxed. So
Right.
keeping both in mind, because sometimes there's some people who are like, well, I'm lost. I don't know what, colors mean, or I don't have a negative or a positive. So then that's when you have an interior designer to kind of help you. Well, how do you want to feel when you come home or when you go
Right.
into your office? And so that
Hmm.
I think is really important.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. So let's take it to where shall we go with this? Let's go with the whole trendy thing. You had touched on
Okay.
it a little bit. We had touched on it a lot of bit. So I see Sandra is saying yes, colors does emit emotion. Absolutely. So gentlemen, we also want to pull you into the conversation here because you do wear clothes also. So we hope. So
Right. That part.
feel that
When they
part, right?
want.
Right. Feel free to join into the conversation. Let us know what you're thinking. So the core topic is, basically, does clothes equal confidence? Meaning, does it have that impact on you in terms of how you feel, how you show up? All right.
Yes.
So let's take it to people who work from home, right?
Mm.
So a lot of the times when you work from home, right, you say to yourself, I have the mixed bag, right? So you
Yeah.
say to yourself, oh man, some of the benefits of working from home, I can roll out of
Right.
bed and, clean
Right.
my teeth, wash my face, but I can be in my
Do whatever
PJs
you
all
want.
day.
Yeah.
Exactly. However, is there a benefit to actually getting out of bed and
Hmm.
actually getting dressed before you start in terms of your work day, right? Meaning
Yes.
the creativity part of it.
I
Okay.
would say absolutely. Now, let me be
Okay.
honest because I'm not perfect. There are days
Nobody.
where I
Right.
stay in my PJs and I work from
Mhm.
home. So I'm going to be honest.
Right.
And this is not about striving for perfection, it's
Right.
striving for improvement. It
Mhm.
is a fact that, and we discuss this on a personal level because Judy and I, we talk all the time. But
Right.
when you wake up and you make your bed, that your brain signals some form of success that you woke up and
Right.
did the first thing for the day.
Mhm.
Some
Yep.
people wake up, go straight to work, their bed is a mess, everything is a mess.
Mhm.
I for sure agree that even people who work from home, when you wake up, make your bed, brush your teeth, take a shower, even change your
Mhm.
clothes. No one is saying you have to be at home with a suit on unless you want to. Maybe you have
Right.
some type of video interview that you have to do, but for sure it
Mhm.
makes a difference. There are days when I
Right.
don't do that, and I know
Mhm.
that it's affected my performance. And I would
Mhm.
love for our audience to test that. Let's test that. On a
Yeah.
Saturday when you have nothing to do, or on a Sunday, wake up,
Mhm.
make your bed, take a shower, put on makeup if that's what you want. I'm not telling people they
Right.
have to. Put on a nice negligee or something that makes you feel good and see if that makes a difference. And then the Sunday after that, don't do it. And write down
Right.
how you feel. Because what I
Mhm.
definitely don't want to do is force my opinion down anyone's throat. I'm going off
Mhm.
of my opinion, and I love for people to debate this, with me. But
Absolutely.
definitely, it makes a difference. I actually want to test that out more for myself because if I'm
Mhm.
honest, I'm mainly in leggings and a t-shirt. because I'm at home and I'm working from the computer. But I know the days where if I had to go out and do something and I got myself together, I feel like it impacts how fast I move for that day. If I'm moving
Right.
sluggish, it definitely makes an impact for sure.
Right. Well, I mean, from my personal experience, it does make a difference. But when I say I get dressed, I don't mean I put on a suit like I'm going to work.
Right.
Now, if I have to do a video conference, yeah, I'll have on a
Yeah.
jacket and maybe a pajama
Right.
or a sweat bottom,
On
right?
the bottom.
Okay. So, yeah,
Right.
so,
Let's keep
so
it
I
real.
exactly. I mean, we all do that, right?
Shoot, are we in
Everybody
PJs
does
now?
that.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
No, no. I'm coming straight from church, so at least that helps, right? Okay. So anyway, all right. So let me just acknowledge a few people here. So
Okay.
Sandra says yes. I think I read that already. Kim says yes. I work from home, but dress as if I'm going into the office most of the time
That
to get
part.
into a business mindset. Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
great, Kim. And then Adia says yes. It's so true. It makes a difference. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Um, because it does something for your mind. When I posted it in my group yesterday, Denisha wrote, I think she says, get up, dress up and show up, something like that. Those are the
Right.
three ups she used at the time.
Right.
So as I said, I won't say like I dress in a regular full suit, but if I do
Right.
get up and I make that effort to get out of those PJs, it does
Yeah.
have something. When I look at my productivity level, I get more done for some
Yes,
reason.
for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a frame of mind thing. It's
It
definitely
is.
frame of mind. Yeah. So
Yes,
yeah.
for sure.
Okay. So let's also now take it to the trend. Now, sometimes when people think we talk about clothing, they think we're talking about being trendy, right? And we want to
Mm-hmm.
make it clear
Yes.
what exactly are we talking about. So I'm going to
Yes.
hand that over to you.
For sure. Okay, so like I said, when I knew you wanted to do this interview with me, I wanted to make sure that I steered away from fashion because not
Hmm.
everyone cares about fashion, but you still need to care about what you look like.
Right.
It's as simple as so we have trends that come every year, for New York Fashion Week or whatever it is. This year,
Hmm.
we need to be in this color or rocking the fur or whatever it is that you want to say. No one's
Right.
saying you have to keep up with that if that's not what you're into. But a
Hmm.
simple thing as ironing your shirt, men, women, it matters. And I'll tell you this
Yes.
with my statistics again. Not that you should care. Well, I mean, I do. But do you know that within 4 seconds, so I mentioned the interview, within 30 seconds, they know if they want to bring you back or not. Within
Hmm.
4 seconds, because we are very visual people, if I
Right.
meet you on the street and I've never met you, within
Hmm.
4 seconds, I've made up my opinion about what type of
Right.
person you are, whether it's
Yeah.
facts or not, just from looking at you. I remember
Hmm.
back in high school, to all my ladies who used to do this, you would used to judge a guy from the shoes he wore. Like, I don't care. That was like my biggest thing. Oh my gosh, if my cousins can hear me now. I don't care if you have on a nice name brand top and jeans. If I see your shoes and they are like dirty from head to toe and your shirt is white, that
Hmm.
tells me a lot about you. So
Right.
trendy is for people who care about fashion, but for my
Hmm.
people who just want to wake up, if your shirt is very like I mentioned ironing it, if it's very I can't think of the word, not iron. What's the word? I'm crumbly. I can't think of
Crushed.
the crushed.
Crushed. Hmm.
Do you know that mentally that could also define some type of sloppiness in your home? And I'm
Mm.
not, let me make this very clear. I am not trying to say this to get people to say, oh my gosh, is she now going to think this when I walk out on the street? I'm going to keep it 100. Like I said, I keep it real. There are days where I go to the supermarket and I have on some leggings and a t shirt, and I don't care how I look like. I still feel good about
Right.
myself. So this is not trying to say, oh my gosh, every time I go somewhere, make sure I look like this. But what I am saying to you is that if you want to self evaluate yourself, if every time
Hmm.
you go to work, men, and your shirt is not ironed or your shirt is not tucked in or you're wearing mixed match socks, do
Hmm.
you know that just from me looking at you I can already kind of tell what your house looks like?
Right. Right.
So if
Right.
you're like, oh, I want to be more organized, start
Hmm.
organizing your home. That will then translate into how you look. It all connects. If there's some
Right.
type of clutter, and I can admit right now in my bathroom, I have drawers, and I have my makeup drawer, my comb drawer, and I want to be real. Like that's what I'm trying to evoke. I'm not trying to evoke perfection,
Right.
perfectionist, but there's clutter in my
Right.
drawer with my combs and my edge control and everything. That means there's some type of clutter in my brain. There's something that I need to clear up, fix up,
Mhm.
organize
Mhm.
to become a
Mhm.
better person. So that's all I'm saying. Eh,
Okay.
to not to necessarily stay off the trendy, but I just want to make sure that people realize, and it doesn't even matter if you go with the hottest trend. You know, I can wear the hottest Louis Vuitton bag and I can still feel insecure within
Oh,
myself, which that's a whole nother
absolutely.
topic. So I just want to make sure people realize that it's how you look, how you present
Mhm.
yourself tells a lot
Mhm.
about you. And if that's how you
Right.
want to feel, well, I want to feel more organized. Let's do some tidying up at home. That's going to
Right.
then translate into your brain, and it's going to affect
Mhm.
the way you dress and how you put yourself together.
Right. Right. So to summarize, you're basically saying clothing does impact confidence, but
Mm-hmm.
the trendiness of the clothing does not have anything to do with your confidence. That's what I'm hearing.
Because, and let me be honest, we live in a social media world,
Hmm.
and you see models, and I'm always trying to look for new models and things like that, that, if I have 10,000 likes and, a million comments, then you think that that person is feeling themselves. When I feel like I'm preaching real quick, but let's be honest, those people do not feel confident unless they have the likes, unless they
Oh,
have the comments.
wow.
I don't care if you're wearing the hottest trendy item, if your confidence comes from how people look at you. And that's why I said this is not about, oh, I'm saying this to people to get people to care about what other people think. But let's
Hmm.
be real. You have some people who
Hmm.
wear the hottest trendy item, and
Hmm.
it's a big old hole right here. Because all you're caring
Wow.
about is what other people think about you, and you don't feel confident
Right.
within yourself. When you have someone else who she's in the basic baseball hat, regular v neck, leggings, and she's like, I am sexy and I own it and I know it without one
Right.
person coming up to her. So I just want to
Right.
make sure that people are paying attention to that. Like, how do you
Right.
feel about yourself inside first?
Right. And something you said there is key. Like, who are you dressing for? Are you
Right.
dressing for the
That
compliments
part.
or are you dressing for you?
Yes.
Right? Because when you talk about the trend, I know I'm the worst person with trend because I'm a classic dresser. Listen,
But classic never
I
goes out
do
of style.
not, but that's all I wear. I'm a
Right.
classic person.
Right.
The trend stuff, oh Lord, I know. So no.
Like,
Right.
yeah.
Not to say that there won't be any a particular trend I won't like,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying I don't follow trends. I am a
Okay.
classic dresser. I will have a dress as long as I can still fit in the dress. 10 years ago,
Yeah.
it's going.
And you know what's so funny about what you just said? And some people might find this surprising. Like, oh, she's a
Hmm.
fashion designer. So she keeps up with all the latest trends and what this person and what this other person is doing. What I love, and I've always been like this since I was a little girl,
Hmm.
despite the fact that I'm a fashion designer, I don't care what the hottest trend is. When I go to look for something that's outside of my boutique, I'm
Hmm.
looking for, is it eye catching? Is it unique? Like you said, you love a lot of beautiful colors. I love things
Right.
that are different and that are unique. And if I can't find it everywhere, like some people will say, oh, everyone's rocking that coat, so I need that coat. And I'm like, let me go with this one because not everybody has it. I'm that person.
Right.
So, fashion designer or not, I don't care if Louis Vuitton says this is what's hot on the runway this year. If I don't like
Hmm.
it, I'm not going for it.
Exactly. And I've
So,
definitely done that where I've seen an outfit and I was like, oh no, I can't handle it. I don't care
right.
how beautiful it is, how expensive it is. In my opinion, it looks like a hot mess. Wouldn't even try. And the truth is, you have to know what suits your body. If it doesn't suit your body, I don't care how great a label you have on, it will impact your confidence because, yeah, it won't look too
Oh
good
my
on
gosh.
you.
And
Okay,
something that I just thought of, I'm sorry, just to dig this a little
go
bit
ahead.
deeper. Um, so it's a touchy subject, but when African American men and women were given the right to go into certain stores and not looked upon in a certain way or being kicked out,
Hmm.
they knew how to sell to our kind of people. They would give us the most expensive things. Why? Because now we're on a level where we're being treated the same. And to show you that I've arrived, I would buy the most expensive hat, the most expensive
Right.
purse, the most expensive
Hmm.
things. It's even a problem still in our culture as African Americans, where you see certain men, rappers, or certain people in the entertainment industry, they wear
Hmm.
the biggest necklaces or the biggest chains to try to evoke a sense of I've arrived, I've made it. You know what I mean? Like Drake said, started from the bottom, now we here. So he'll wear 40 chains on his neck. But
Hmm.
what that also speaks to is your lack of what's the word I'm trying to say? It's almost like a false sense of confidence. You're really
Right.
not confident. You're just trying to make people feel like you're confident, and
You're looking for validation.
you're looking for that's it right
That's it.
there.
Hmm. You're
And
looking
for
for
me,
validation.
even as a fashion designer, I don't care if it costs $500 or $5. I'm looking for how it's going to make me feel, and I just want people to remember that. How does it make you
Right.
feel? Not what's the price tag.
Right. So just to acknowledge some comments here. So Dia says, when you look better, you feel better and you do
Yes,
better. Absolutely.
for
Then Kim
sure.
says, yes, it's all about presentation. I think she was talking about the men with the crushed shirts or even the women.
Yeah.
And then Kim also said, you can tell you can tell how much a person cares about their job, business, ministry, etc.
Mm.
based on how they look. It begins at the basics.
Yeah.
And then Sandra says, our outward appearance boosts our internal confidence. Sandra,
Yes.
you could have never said it any better, right?
Yes, I love
Um,
that. I think
eh,
that's my mom. Is that you, mom?
oh, that's your
Sandra
mom?
Forrest.
That's your mom?
Hi, my
Oh, okay.
beautiful mom.
Hello, mommy. Okay, we love moms, right? Hi,
Yes.
David. Thanks for being here. So, guys, for those of you who haven't shared, also please feel free to go ahead and share. And just to have a recap, to let you know, we're talking about clothing. Does it equal to confidence? And we've gone over a couple different things in terms of how it makes you feel, whether you're
Yeah.
working from home. When we're talking about clothing, are we talking about trends, or are we just talking about
Yeah.
the clothing itself? We're talking about how does it impact you internally. And we had this really rich comment from mommy who just says our outward, what did she says, our outward appearance boosts our internal confidence, along with some of the other really great comments that we've had. So thank you guys for the commentary and the interactiveness.
And
Much
I'm sorry, I just
appreciated.
thought of something else too, Judy. I mean, let's think about it.
Okay.
You think about it. If you were to close your eyes or walk out to the street right now and you had five people in front of you,
Hmm.
and someone said, okay, if you were stranded on an island, who would you trust? Just, you don't know them, you're just looking at them. You have to
Hmm.
realize it's not only about confidence, but how you
Hmm.
dress also tells someone, are you trustworthy? Can I trust you?
Right.
Do you
Right.
care? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's all of that combined. So
Hmm.
when you think about, like when we mentioned the interview and dress for success, think about it if it was you. If you had to pick the
Right.
doctor, are you going to pick the
Hmm.
doctor just based on his resume or how he presents himself? So just think about
Right.
that when you're dressing yourself and how you want people to think about you. It's just
Hmm.
it's the same thing.
Right. And the truth is, one of the things that we want to make sure that we carry over in the message here is that how you dress and your perception of how somebody looks may not necessarily be accurate, right?
Very
Because
true.
that person may not be trustworthy, because the biggest
Very
con
true.
artists, they can dress the part, the
Yes.
part, okay? So we just want to make that clear here. It doesn't mean that because
Yes.
you dress a certain way, we're talking about what does it do for you
Inside.
internally, right? So that we just want to make that very clear. So also, just to give you another personal story. So I was walking in the hallway. I was working at this company. I was walking in the hallway with my manager at the time. When I was walking through the hallway to a department that we didn't know, when we got there, the people started to talk to me as if to say I was the manager. And I felt, oops. So I had to turn around and said, no, I think you're looking for my manager.
Mm.
Now, the reason for that is that I was suited down. And most of you know me by now. You'll always see pictures of me in pearls. Well, I don't have on any today. That's a few times I don't. But I had, standard pearls, business casual, but I looked more, professional, I guess, than she did. So the persons automatically thought I was her manager, even though she was the one in charge, right? I
Yeah.
was, reporting to her. So it does tell you the perception that people have, and they will treat you, right?
Oh,
And
for
as you said,
sure.
in some of the comments where I had written where, dress for the part where you want to be, of where you want to go, rather than where
Yes.
you are. So
Yes.
now I
Love
want to
that.
turn the conversation to, I sent you a TEDx talk. I actually met her personally at a networking
Oh,
function.
nice.
right, Mindy Schreider, and she
Yes.
actually did a TEDx talk, and she had said clothing can be transformative,
Mm.
right? So I thought when she said that, so just to give you the backdrop of what she spoke about, she's a fashion designer too, and it just so happened she had three kids. The middle child was born with MS. Okay, so after watching all the struggles that he was having, she was dressing him sweatpants, and she just
Mm.
got very, listen, something has to be done.
I'm
So
over
she
it.
went
Yeah.
about, yeah, and she went about and she did all this real life study. She even worked with, for those of you, most of you in Jersey, you'll probably know him, Eric LeGrand, which he was a Rutgers football player that got injured with a really serious injury, and he's,
Mm.
I think, was paralyzed, I believe, from the neck down, right?
Yeah.
But Eric has one of the most positive disposition you'll see for someone who now has a disability. So,
Yeah.
long story short, she worked with Eric and she watched him get stretched, dressed for about 2 hours just to
Yeah.
look as presentable as he wanted to. So, she thought something had to be done. So what she did, she channeled similar to how you did in terms of changing your mindset about how you're going to go show up in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
She started to make clothing that will actually transform a disabled person.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, instead of like the buttons, she would make it be magnetic buttons, right? And she would do the same thing for the pants and stuff like that. So it helps them to be
Yeah.
able to dress themselves
Faster. Yeah.
faster and more independently. So that in
Yeah.
itself impacted their confidence. And she went as far as to even have the first fashion runway show that was only the models were all disabled
Yeah.
people, which I
Beautiful.
thought was like beautiful, right?
Amazing.
And to see the smiles and to see the confidence that was radiating
Yeah.
from these people with this disability, it was absolutely transformative. So let me
She even
just
mentioned
hear,
her son when you said
yes,
how he used to wear sweatpants,
yes,
and it wasn't by choice, it was just more convenient. And when she figured out how, I think it was his first pair of jeans, and she
yes,
said when he walked into school, you couldn't tell
yes,
him anything. His
anything,
confidence was so beyond what she imagined. She realized the way you dress definitely affects the way
definitely,
you feel, because her
right.
son became a new person and he still had his flaws and all and his
Mhm.
disabilities. So that was a
Right.
beautiful video to watch. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I figured you'd enjoy it. That's why I said it too. I
Yeah.
think you would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're coming closer to the end. And one of the things that I also want us to talk about just real quickly is at work we have you know, casual Fridays, right? And research shows how different people act on a Friday.
Yes.
Well, of course, you know, the end of the week is coming too, so I'm sure that impacts
For
it too.
sure.
But also the companies who have, you know, the casual Friday versus just the norm work
Yeah.
study, right? And this study was sharing how people became more social in the workplace on that particular day if
Mhm.
they were wearing, you know, the more
Casual clothes.
casual clothing,
Yeah.
right? So again, it's showing us how it even impacts
Yeah.
not only our confidence but our
How we
capacity
interact
to
with
be
people.
social. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, you get the opportunities not just because I'm working with you, so I got to send you this email, ask you about this
Right.
update, etc. How do we resolve this problem? But I can now literally have a genuine interest in who you are from a social point of view, right?
Because when you
So
think
it's,
about it, it's almost like a cop when he's on
mhm,
duty and you see
mhm,
him in his uniform and you feel almost
mhm,
threatened, or not, let me rephrase, you feel almost caught off guard, or oh my gosh, it's a cop. But that's the
mhm,
same cop that goes home to his family or goes home by himself. And
right.
when once he takes off the suit, or when you go to work
Mhm,
and you see your boss in jeans and a baseball cap, you're like, oh,
mhm,
she's human too, or he's human too.
right.
It changes
Right.
your perception of how you look at them, in the conversation. So yes, for sure.
Right. And one of the things that I wanted to leave with you too is to say, if you don't think that clothing impacts your confidence, I'm going to leave you with this. Look at your superheroes. What happens? they put on the costume and the big old S. I am Superman, I'm Superwoman, right? If clothing did not impact you and your
Yeah.
confidence, they would have never had them in costume,
Yeah. That
right?
part.
So I don't know,
Yes.
you know, and that literally just popped in my head. But think about it. Our clothing does impact our confidence. All right.
For
So Kim is
sure.
saying provided them a different outlook, independence equal confidence too. Exactly, Kim. And that's what with Mindy, that's what it did for her son. It
Yeah.
gave him and Eric Legrand, it gave
Yes.
them
A sense of
independence.
independence.
Right. So when you're more independent, you become more confident, right? Because
Yeah.
now you can execute with more expertise. You can practice more. That will increase your competence. You can also then, you know, I don't have to ask for help anymore. So that
Yeah.
will absolutely. So Kim, you were right.
And
That's your mom, right?
no, no, no,
That's your mom.
Sandra. No, no, no.
Oh, it was Sandra. Oh, okay, okay.
And
So
even when you
so
think
yeah.
about it, no, no, I'm sorry. When I said how you narrate your life through your clothes,
Uh
if
huh.
that wasn't true, and if a lot of people, if you think deep down inside, if that wasn't so true, we wouldn't
Uh
have
huh.
so many different fashion trends, different
Exactly.
options to pick from and choose from. Even with our hairstyles, you remember back in the 70s, you would have like the flip hair.
Yeah.
Even women who try to do that now, it brings on that personality. Or if you want to dress in a
Hmm.
certain way, you want to
Exactly.
express yourself through your clothing, whether you realize it or not. Let's be honest, for our single women out there who don't want to be bothered at the bar, you're going to wear the most covered up item, probably put on your glasses, put your hair back in a ponytail because you want to evoke the emotions of, I don't want to be bothered. No, don't come with it. I'm not interested. But then
Uh
if
huh.
you are more revealing, which I can even get deeper on revealing or not revealing and what that means, but we won't go there today. But when you come off in a more revealing outfit and you put on lipstick and you do certain things and you know your body position and you have your feet crossed over, it sends a signal to people.
Right.
Oh, she wants to have a good time, or oh, she's full of life, and oh, she probably wants to interact in a
Hmm.
conversation. So whether you
Hmm.
realize it or not, how you dress is definitely the opinion that you want people to realize. Whether it's yes, I'm welcome to conversation, or no, don't bother me, or oh, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. What you're wearing definitely is speaking to people in a way of, oh, never mind, or she needs a hug. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
It all
Okay.
matters.
Right. So we are going to take it to one a deeper layer. Okay.
Okay.
Underclothing. All right.
Ah.
All right. So we're gonna go. No, listen. If we're talking about clothing, we got to go all the way down. Right. We're taking it down to the skin level. Right.
Taking it.
So with our underclothing, um, what would you say about the impact it have on our confidence? How we we show up.
I was about to giggle for a second. And why?
You can giggle.
You know what? Because I'm thinking about a movie, Act Like a Lady and Think Like a Man. And even though I
Okay.
don't remember the movie to the full extent, she
Hmm.
purposely wore underwear that had holes in it so that if and when the opportunity presented itself to go to another level, that would stop her. Like, because why? I don't feel confident in what I'm wearing. I don't want him to see what I'm wearing. So that's why I giggled. I was like, oh my gosh, I just thought about that.
Okay.
But for sure, Judy, oh my gosh. Um, I was gonna say something else, but that's for a whole nother conversation. The negligee and the clothes you wear underneath your clothes definitely impacts the way you feel. If you want to feel sexy, you're going to put on something that has lace, or you might wear a thong versus boy shorts. But it's
Hmm.
it's to impact how you want to feel. When I go to the gym, I'm wearing a sports bra. Why? I want to be comfy and get out the get what I got to do and go home.
Go
Yes, it
right.
matters. If I'm feeling like I just want to eat some ice cream and sit in my bed and just eat, I'm going to put on my grandma panties because that's how I want to feel. So, yes, it matters. And that's what I'm trying to.
Absolutely.
No, seriously, it
Yeah.
definitely matters. If Valentine's Day just passed, come on, ladies, you know how much money you spent at Victoria's Secret or Fendi or wherever you went to get your lingerie. Why? Because it matters. You want, even if
Hmm.
you did it for yourself and you put on
Right.
your robe, you know how it's making you feel even without you looking at it. Because once you put
Right.
on that garment, once you put on that bra, you put on the characteristics of what you're wearing. And so, yes, it impacts the way you feel.
Right. I totally agree with you, right? Because you would definitely put something on, you're like, ooh la la, baby. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you are going to project that. I don't care what
Yes.
anybody says.
I
We're
don't
grown
care
people
what,
here.
even if you
Okay,
do it
we
for
all have.
yourself, even if you do
Right,
it for
exactly.
yourself.
Well,
Yeah.
for me, in my opinion, I basically I dress for myself. That's how I
Right.
feel. Now, even if there's a second party around, okay, fine. But
A
first,
second
it's
party. I
me.
loved how you said that.
Second party around.
Second party. Right.
I'm single, so
Let's keep it
But
PG,
anyway,
people.
right, exactly, right. So anyway, all right. So Kim says, so true. Best part of me getting a job at 13 was to buy my own clothes to show who I am,
Yes.
as opposed to who my family friends say I am. Great information, ladies. Thank you,
It's
Kim.
your
We're so
identity.
happy that you enjoyed it. Exactly. Right.
Oh, thanks,
So,
Kim.
all right, and then Sandra, I guess there's a delay because I'm seeing it here but not here yet. Okay. So she said, Kim, Kim said, comfort clothes. Okay. Sandra said, yes, because we are quicker to take a picture of ourselves or have something to take it if we know we look good. Absolutely.
That part right there.
Right.
Yeah.
I was watching a live with someone the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I'm feeling pretty today," and she, like she was puckering up and everything like that. It definitely impacts, and it's not just women alone who do that. We
Yeah.
have
No,
men
men
who everybody feels,
too.
even kids, right? If they feel
Yes.
really pretty,
Oh my
they think
gosh.
about Easter. It's coming up,
Yes.
and the little kids who love to dress up, how they'll feel like really, really pretty. So yeah. But anyway,
I
so
love
the
that you said that. I'm sorry, one quick statement about kids because I have
right.
kids who are 7 and 3. And if you allow your kids to dress themselves, think about it. Your
Hmm.
kids are going to put on, if they can, all of their favorite items.
Yes.
Why? Because of how it makes them feel. Like, think
Right.
about it. Even if you want to see how a kid acts or especially how they dress, just think about it. If they could
Hmm.
pick it for themselves, you're like, oh my God, but those socks don't match. And oh my God, but that shirt doesn't go with the pants. Mommy, this is my favorite superhero shirt. My son right now. I want to wear
Right.
this and I want to wear with these shoes because it's all his favorite items in one and it makes
Yes.
him feel the happiest. So if we
Yes.
could just go back to how we were kids and
Right.
how it impacted the way we dress. Like Kim said, when she was 13, she couldn't wait because it was her identity. Let me show
Right.
you how I feel by how I dress. So,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And as a matter of fact, you just reminded me of uh Destiny on my friends list. She posted a picture of her son, and he was dressing himself up, and he had on his sunglasses, glasses, and I think he had a golf stick and a hat.
It didn't
I
all
mean,
didn't make sense. Made sense to him though. He did it for himself.
exactly. And he was posing in such a way like, I'm
Yeah.
Mr. GQ and there's nothing you can say about it, right? His
Yes.
persona was all that in a bag of chips. But all right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so guys, we're going to wrap this up. But before I do, I would love to do a couple of different things, right? So, as a confidence and a leadership coach, I have a confidence program, which basically I want to share some information with you, as I said to you before, but the end results with my clients is that they're basically able to build and strengthen their confidence, elevate their awareness, retrain their mindset, and activate their brilliance. So it is a 4-week program with a bonus 5-week where you get individual feedback from myself. And it's really great because it allows you to go out and execute all the things that you want to execute, walk in your destiny, be able to speak on that podium. If you're a coach who wants to start the business, you have all the great knowledge, but you're uncomfortable. How do I go out in the world and actually start a business? How do I make that phone call to actually try to get that client? So those are some of the things that it would be able to help you with. And for the corporate people, okay, how do I then elevate myself to the next level? How do I become more visible in my organizations? So those are some of the things that will walk you through and help you just to build that confidence, to show up and to give to the world what you know you were here to do. So that's a little bit about me, but I also want to hand it over so you can share. I know you have a new line coming up, etc. Please, please, please go ahead and share with our audience.
All right, my lovelies. So yes, so my name is Micheale Eccleston. I truly enjoyed this conversation with you, Judy Ann. Oh my gosh, we need to do this again. But
Yes.
basically, I have an online fashion boutique called So Chic So You, SOCHIC SOYOU. So you're so chic, you're so you. And what I love about my brand, why I decided to go into business, is because I want women to feel beautiful, flaws and all. We're not striving for perfection. We're not striving for a size 2. We're striving for women to walk out and own it. Unique
Right.
brand, everything. And with that being said, for all of my listeners who decided to stay till the end, I have two big announcements. So I kind of hinted one earlier where, so right now, my boutique, I get the most unique items and then I sell it on my website. But I'm also in the works of coming with my own line June 23rd, where it will be just basically my idea of my all of my inspirations in one. So if you're in the Cleveland area, it will be June 23rd, where you'll see my own unique designs. You're not going to be able to see it anywhere else because it came from me. And then also for all of my lovely, devoted customers who've been waiting for a curvy line, well, guess what, ladies? We are launching that before the summer. So right now, we only specialize in extra small through large. Well, in a few weeks, we are extending that all the way to 3X. I've had a lot of people ask me, when are you going to do plus size? When are you going to do for the
Okay.
curvier ladies? Even my mother-in-law, she's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So that is my exclusive. Only you guys know about it. If you are interested, go to our website, sochicsoyou.com, and on the subscription box, type in your email and you will be the first person to know. And one last thing I want to add. I'm only one person, and sometimes the ideas that you have for yourself for how you should dress is not necessarily someone else's idea. And I say that to say we also provide styling services. I've styled
Hmm.
anyone from normal moms who just want to, have an event to go to, and they're like, please help me. I've designed for authors, speakers. It doesn't matter what you do. We have a
Right.
styling page where if you have an event, or if you want to actually revamp your whole closet, you're like, you know what, I'm a regular person, but I'm not inspired by what I'm wearing. I have a million pieces in my closet. I only wear two. Please help me revamp my closet. And I just want to make sure people understand it's not about spending a big buck. Sometimes we have items that we just got to dust off, and we just need
Hmm.
someone who can help revamp that for you. So I will walk you through, no, we need to get rid of this. No, you can wear it like this. So if you go to the website, you're like, that's not really my style, but I'm in need of styling services. We offer that as well. So again, my name is Micheale Eccleston, and my website is www.sochicsoyou.com.
Right. And I see Lashina had just dropped it there for you. So
Oh,
awesome.
thank
Thank you so
you.
much for doing that. And I will be dropping my website too shortly, but it's coachingyouupward.com. And you're probably wondering why we didn't have it on that page. Well, I found out that a lot of people, even though they've liked it, they weren't getting the notifications. And in
Same here.
addition to that, I wanted to make sure that Micheale was, her audience was able to also get on here and
Yeah.
not have any problems because of what we had in the past. So that's kind of what
Yeah.
probably most of the lives will be happening going forward, with that
Yes.
I have it here. So it's just easier for everybody to get to it. So guys, we really hope that you got something out of it. I noticed mostly the women spoke and the men were in listening mode, but that's okay
They
because
they
that's
they got
usually
the knowledge. That's all
exactly
that you know
right.
what I mean. The male
Exactly.
ego. Like I don't want to act like I'm
Right.
interested, but I'm writing notes on the side.
Right. No, but we do. Some of the men that did come on, right? I mean, I see pictures of them. They are
Yeah.
really great dressers anyway,
Oh,
even though they
nice.
haven't said much, right?
Yeah.
So we do
They're
know
like, I
that
know
they're
this
listening.
already. It's just
Exactly,
confirmation.
right? So, but it's always good to hear it again. And it's also
Yes.
great sometimes you get additional nuggets that you did not hear for yourself.
Yes.
So,
And one
again,
thing I do
guys,
want to, I'm sorry, one thing I do want to end with, because God made us all uniquely beautiful. And what I definitely want to end with is love yourself. At the end of the
yeah,
day, I know we focus on clothes and trends and how that makes you feel. But at the end of the day, if you just wear a white t shirt or a suit, just love yourself,
mhm,
flaws and all, because
right.
you have to learn how to accept yourself. You only
Mhm,
have you. There's no remake like, oh, let's put Judy Ann back in the machine and make her over. Love
mhm,
you for
mhm.
you. And that's all I want to say. Just love yourself.
Right. That's I in the white t shirt in the process. That's all.
And I know white t-shirt.
I had to say it. Okay.
Yes. All about the ironing or steamer, whichever you prefer. Yes.
Whatever works, right? Okay. All right, guys. Ronald, great information, ladies. Oh, thank you so much. All right, guys. So again, I am Judy Ann Chung, your confidence and your leadership coach. So you come to me to help you build your confidence, and you run over to Micheale so she can help you to design that style that is perfect for you.
So Julianne is
All
going to
right.
get you ready internally, and then I'll get you ready outwardly. So we're like the package, the full pack.
See,
Yes.
see, this is what collaboration looks like. Okay, all right, guys. It was great having you,
Yes.
being here with us, and of course, my guest, oh, my island girl. I just love her. Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much. Talk to you guys later. Take care.
Bye,
Bye bye, y'all.
guys.